It's getting a little bit dark. I think it's about time we brighten some things up. Well, this video is going to be a little bit different, probably because I didn't review a product that you can buy from the store or you've seen on TV or Amazon or really any of the sort. More likely, the product that I'm going to show you, well, I've been really thinking about making something. I've been making an RGB light from what you can see in the back. So it is being displayed back there. But anyway, until we get to how I made this, I've been looking around searching for an actual RGB light that would really suit my needs, something that just kind of pops in the background. Well, this is what I came up with. Now obviously this is not going to be here all the time, it's just for show at the moment, but I wanted to be able to use it in maybe some of my videos. So I wanted to see if I can actually build this. Hopefully this actually is going to work out for me, which I think it is already. When I was going online and I was trying to find some of these RGB lights, they're expensive. They do range between $70 to $600. Now granted, you're going to get a really good product when you spend the money for it, but at the moment, budget's a little bit tight. I'm not going to go through and afford or even spend the money for a product that I'm going to use for a short period of time at the moment. Maybe in the future, I'll be looking into it. So let's get build. So the makeup of this build is not too bad. There is just pretty much wood, some aluminum foil, an LED light, and a piece of plexiglass. So it's not really much to go through. The wood itself, there is a small 1x1 and then a back piece of wood as well as aluminum foil, and then RGB light that you can actually use around a TV or your home, so just the LED strip, a piece of plastic or acrylic for the outside that I also went through and made it frost. Well, let's get down to the build of this product. It's not too much at hand. Obviously, it's just some wood, some LED lights, and some plastic and aluminum foil. But it's a little bit more than that. I am using 1x1s for the side, a piece of plywood for the back, some aluminum foil, which you can pick up at the dollar store. Obviously, almost all the stuff you can pick up very cheap, and an LED strip light that you can either find either at your local store or on Amazon or online for, like I said, $4 or $6. It's not too much. And then a piece of acrylic plastic that I went through and I frosted. Again, all these products are very cheap. I'll make sure I have that on the display. But the wood is going to cost you maybe a couple dollars. That's probably where your cost is going to be. And then your aluminum foil, obviously you can pick that up at the dollar store, very cheap. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, as long as you have both sides, the real shiny and the dull side. The shiny side is what you're going to be using. Your LED strip, well, this really can vary. You can spend between $6 to $30, $40, however you want, depending on what you want in your LED strip. The acrylic plastic, on the other hand, that's about $5 to $6. Now, I'm going to make another one of these lights with a little bit more LEDs than what I've had, so mine was a little bit bigger, and I just chopped it in half, and voila, I've got my piece. And the other thing is with the frost. Well, that frosted stuff is actually pretty cheap. It's only about $3 or $4, and I actually picked it up at Walmart, which is really nice. When you do spray that on, it doesn't seem like it's frosting, but trust me, when you let that dry, it's really going to frost. Now, what I put on, I'm probably going to have to go through and put another coat on, but so be it. Well, let's get down to the build of this product. Well, I went through and I put some nails around the outside, nailed the 1x1s to around the edge, and I went through already and cut out everything so all my dimensions are perfect. And this build here is roughly at 18 inches by 12, so it's a little bit longer. You're not going to get an exact square, which gives you that rectangle feel, which is what I wanted. You can really go through and make it any size you want. It's just going through and playing with your dimensions and what you think you would need it for at that point in time. After we've gone through and nailed in all of the wood, it's now on to spraying glue. That is the other product that I did forget, which I apologize. Spray glue. It's just some adhesive glue, Loctite, that works perfect, to be honest with you, on many projects or anything you need to glue in place. This glue does dry very quick, that I've come to find out, so make sure you act in a very, very fast pace. Went through, just sprayed it on. I did put some tape. The only tape I had at the moment was clear Scotch tape, so I did go through and put that on around the outside, so that way I'm not worrying about making a mess. Just spray that on, and now comes the aluminum foil. This was a real big problem because I was trying to figure out the best way to do this. So I went through, I got one big sheet, laid that down inside, made sure all of the creases are all in place, as well as then going through and getting another sheet, doing the same thing, going around the edges, and making sure that everything is sealed up and that there is no other light that's being coming out from the product itself or coming in. Because we do not want to lose light from around the outside. We want to have as much light come from the front as possible. Now once I've gone through and I've put the aluminum foil down, now it comes down to the LED strip. This LED strip, and if you've never used any of the LED strips, they're really nice. You can put them anywhere you really want to, around counters, doors, you really name it. I mean, this stuff is actually really, really nice. Obviously, when you go into a bar or a restaurant setting and you see those ambient lights, it's usually an LED strip or a rope of some sort, but you can actually buy this for your house and have around. Obviously, we're going to be using it for this project. Now, I went through, and this LED strip light you can actually bend and make a 90-degree angle with, and that way you can actually go in a square pattern, which you've seen me do. Now there are clips that you can actually go through and cut the LED strip, which it's intended for, so that way you can actually end it in certain spots that you need to. These clips are really, really nice. You can get an angle, you can get an extender, really you can almost get anything you want. The only thing about what I've come to find out about these strips is you can't really find these at stores. And if they are sold at a store, you have to have them order it in. I went to Home Depot and they stated they don't carry it in the store, so I'd have to go and order it online. Well, the shipping and everything, it just didn't make any sense for me. Now on my other product I'm going to see about making this a little bit better, I do have some angle clips that I'm going to use, and hopefully that'll work out a little bit better for me. But for the meantime, what we're going to do is we're just going to bend it on a 90-degree angle and go around in a very clockwise or counterclockwise pattern. Now the part where you're going to plug in the LEDs for your remote or your power, that's going to be a big thing. So I'm going to need that to come out for the power. Obviously, we're going to put a piece of plastic on top, so it's not going to come out the front, and you don't want it to come out the front because you don't want to leak any light. So I wanted to come from the side. So I just cut a hole, and then I stuck it through, and now we got the wire coming out. Now again, I know we're going to lose some light coming out of this hole. I left mine alone for the moment, but I am going to go through and probably fill it up with some sort of silicone. You can really do it anything with you want as well. I think I might have some flex glue laying around. Might actually go through and just put that in there and see if it works. Now, since we got this thing all framed up and we have the lights all installed, the aluminum foil and the wood all put together, it's just the last thing. We just need the acrylic put on. Now, I did not have a video for this, so all I had to go through and do was spray the frost on the acrylic piece. Basically, you want to go through, obviously taking a well-ventilated area, spray it on there, let it dry. And again, this stuff, when you are spraying it on there, it sprays clear. You have to let it dry in order to see the frost. It's kind of like frost in real life. the colder and obviously the more it's going to sit, and it's going to frost up, and you're not going to be able to see through, or you're going to have a very frosted look. And that's what this is going to do. Now, the more you put on, the thicker it's going to be. And yeah, so you can actually go through and put on as much as you want to see what fits for you. I think I went through and I put 2 coats on, and I'm probably going to go through and put another coat on, and it works, and I'm so glad. This product works phenomenal for me, and I'm definitely going to be using it for some of my projects. Now, when you go through and you're probably looking at this, there's a center that I'm missing. Yes, I know about this. This is a 6-foot LED strip that when I went through and put it down, it's obviously not long enough to go in a circle pattern on this bigger project. And I went to go through and to see if I can add more to it. Well, I can't. It won't let me, which sucks and stinks, but oh well. It's going to work, and I think it works just fine without filling that in. And I hope this actually works for you. I would like to see some of the products that you guys have done to see if, you know, maybe this light or maybe a different style of light will work for you. But this is something that I really wanted to get into, and I wanted to try it out for myself. And again, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Make sure you go through and you click that subscribe button, get subscribed to the channel so that way you are informed for the next video, as well as go through and put a comment down. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Is there a project that you have done similar to this that is maybe better, or maybe, you know, anything at that point? I want to see what you guys think, and if I should do something like this again. If I shouldn't, let me know. I want to see what you guys think. Again, go subscribe. Either like, dislike, it's up to you. Take care.